Hey everyone, I got a neat lock for you today here. So this is a Sargent Signature. You can see there's some distinctive markings right there on the key. We've got a feather that is actually replicated right there on the plug, if you can see that. That is the marking of a Sargent Signature. So if you ever see a lock with that particular marking, you know what it is. If you look at the key, you can see it is 6 pins here. And then we've got some divots on the two sides. So those actually control some side pins in here that are matched up with a couple sidebars. So we'll get to those in just one second. So first off, in terms of the drivers, nothing special here. These don't look tapered to me. Whoops. If I look at them very closely, they seem to be standards, which is really cool because in my mind, making a good lock with standard pins is pretty tough. You have to have good tolerances in the machining. This one felt like it acted a little tapered, which to me is the hallmark of what good standard drivers are. So really, nothing special there. You've got two sidebars here. And the springs that go with them. Those sidebars fit right here in the bottom of the lock at about the, whatever, call it the 5:30 and 7:30 or 5:30 and 6:30 or the 5 and 7 o'clock positions. So they're just to either side of where the key goes in. And you can see right here, if I can get this in the light, it's a little hard to see, but there's two grooves in there that those sidebars fit into. So it's all matched, as you would expect. So now, what do those sidebars do? So you can see there's some pins in here. Those pins are actually, they're crimped in. When I first gutted this, I thought maybe these things moved. I don't remember why I thought those moved, because clearly the sidebars are down here. There's nothing here for them to interact with. But these pins, and it's really hard to see because they're like recessed in there, they do have gates in them. I don't think there's any false gates. I think there's just true gates. And it's really difficult to see. I can barely see, even, not looking through the camera lens. But this one is a max lift, so maybe it's the easiest to demonstrate it with. This first one right here on the on the left side is the max lift. So this one, if I can get my flag in here and push on it, you can see it's got a gate. It's really hard to see. I'm not doing it justice in this video, but there is a gate there. That pin doesn't have to be lifted so that gate is aligned with the sidebar for the sidebar to fall in. So there's 3 pins on each side, and then I think there's one right here in the front that I don't think does anything. It's clearly not associated with the sidebar, but I'm wondering if it's there just for to make sure that a non Sargent Signature key can't be inserted, because it would run into that side pin and get stopped, maybe. Not sure why. There's a hole here. It looks like there might be another one that's supposed to go there, but I don't see it. But yeah, so that's pretty neat in terms of how this operates. So you do have to pick the top stacks and then align all 6 side pins correctly for the 2 sidebars to be able to fall in for the lock to open. So there you go. That is a Sargent Signature. We will get over into the next section where I get it all picked and gutted. Okay, here's my Sargent Signature. Key works. We'll pick the top stacks first here. Six. 3. Five, I believe. Okay, I got a little full set there, which I believe means that all of those top pins are set. So I'm going to work on the side pins now. I have a couple flags here I'm going to use. As I tap these, I should go into a slightly deeper full set as they go. Try the other side real quick here. Okay, a little more full set there. There we go. That is picked. I'm going to move this a little bit. I might get it stuck, so that's why I'm going to show you that. See, it is free moving here. So if I turn it too much, the sidebar that was at 7 o'clock will get stuck in the groove at 5 o'clock. So if you watch this like this, but it's free moving, so that is open. I'm gonna gut this now. So you can see I'm gonna manipulate the cam here, and you can see that it's working. I want to reclose it to pick it, so that's closed now. Sorry, not to pick it, to gut it. All right. I'm gonna adjust my here while I adjust my focus. Whoa. That was not good. Okay. So let's take the tailpiece off here. Kind of a weird tailpiece in that it's not straight. It's a little offset, which I find interesting, but okay. Okay, the sidebars are on the bottom here. So I'm gonna pop, whoop. Okay. I'm gonna take the sidebars out and the side, whoops. How many top pins can I lose here? Oh god, springs are flying everywhere. Okay. Sidebar spring. Sidebar spring. Okay, there's the 2 sidebars and the 4 sidebar springs. I believe that should be pin 6. And this is probably pin 5. 3. Sorry, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so here's the plug. And on this plug, you can maybe see the side pins. They are crimped in. They do not come out. So, for example, what do I do with my other flag? There it is. So they move. You can see there in the bottom. They move, but they are not, they don't pop out at all. So you do have to tap them, but they won't come out of the core, if that makes any sense at all. Try to see if I can get them to like visually pop out a little bit, but maybe with my hook it'll work better. Okay, well this is not a great visual, but you do have to tap those to pop them out. Okay, let's see what the drivers are like in here, because I have not good at this ever. Okay, it's a standard. Looks like another standard. I wonder if these are just good tolerance standards. Kind of seems like that might be the case here. It's a standard. Alright, well that's kind of cool. It's always neat when you find a lock that's, they've just nailed the tolerances. And that's what makes it hard to pick. Okay, there's my last 2 springs. So you can see the 2 sidebar grooves in here at the bottom there. It's one on each side, and they're about at 5 and 7 o'clock. That's where the sidebars come in right here. Oh, that's okay. That is what I'm looking at here. So I was mistaken. I thought these were going to move, but that's not the case. You're basically pushing the sidebar pins in here, and they have gates in them. So that's what you're looking at. I'm probably going to have to adjust the zoom so that people can see this. Oh. Okay, there we go. So if you look in here, there are gates in these sidebar pins. So they have to be pushed to the true gate for that sidebar to fall in there. The sidebars are just solid pieces of metal, but maybe you can see the gate on that one. Very hard to see. Even without the camera, I can barely see it with just my eyes. So, but these pins are crimped in, and they've got a gate in them that has to be aligned with the sidebar down here, which, as you can see, is just a solid bar. And so that, in order to fall in, has to be aligned with the gates on each of those side pins. So there's 3 on one side and 3 on the other. This front one is nothing. I think that there's a pin there just so that you can't insert a non-Sargent Signature key. Right, you have to have the key that has the dimples in it for that to work. And here's a close-up of the pins. Nothing special, clearly. Just standards all around. So, all right, that was a pretty interesting lock. Yeah, again, that is a Sargent Signature picked and gutted. Thanks for watching.